shapes up to be a fantastic day 3 here at Hoover, Alabama. The skies have cleared after some rain overnight. We've got a battle of the Bulldogs coming up. Georgia, the 1 seed, finally making their way to Hoover.
15 games in 6 days. When the dust settles, we will crown a champion in Hoover.
Most feared bat in college baseball, Daniel Jackson.
Your SEC Triple Crown leader. Texas A&M's been red hot. Gavin Grohovac, Cade Sorrell, these 2 guys are dynamite.
Rearing back and delivering.
Texas is one of the best offenses in college baseball.
Dylan Fuentes, he's outstanding.
Superstar Justin LeBron, gone.
Breeze, go!
I am the machine, I must be fair.
Nothing like it. The best college baseball tournament in America.
It's gone! He caught it!
What a play!
Heroics again! You got the best of the best here in Hoover, Alabama. Let's get it on.
Keep running.
We continue on from Hoover Metropolitan Stadium as the 2026 SEC Baseball Tournament on the SEC Network presented by Regions Bank. Huge crowds last night. Going to have some more fantastic crowds today. A doubleheader, just 2 after back-to-back days of 4 games, and we finally get some top seeds showing up. Matter of fact, the top seed will start things off today. The Georgia Bulldogs will take on Mississippi State, a 1-8 matchup. Our second game today will feature the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Florida Gators, and boy, do the Gators look like they are on a roll heading into the postseason. Should be a lot of fun today here at Hoover. But the story this year in SEC baseball has been the Georgia Bulldogs. They win 23 conference games. It's their first regular season championship since 2008. Of course, that was the same year that they ended up going to Omaha for the last time. But the 23 wins sets a new record for the Bulldogs. Daniel Jackson has been a topic of conversation certainly throughout the season, doing things that no other catcher has ever done in the Southeastern Conference. We shall see if he can continue that through the postseason. And welcome inside our booth, everybody. Dave Neal alongside former SEC Player of the Year, Chris Burke. Glad you could be with us. And Berkey, as I said, the story this year in this league has been the Georgia Bulldogs. There are a lot of stars on that team. You don't win 23 games if you don't have them. But perhaps the brightest is Daniel Jackson.
Yeah, he's having one of the best seasons in the history of this conference, and that's saying something. And that is a thought-through sentence when I talk about Daniel Jackson, because there have been a lot of stars in this league. There is a lot of stars in this league this year, but he has shined the brightest. And he's got a chance to win the Triple Crown. That's only been done 3 times and twice since 2018. So he's having one of the best years ever, but he's doing it as a catcher. So to me, it stacks him up there as truly one of the best this league has ever seen.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic year. For more on him, joining us the rest of the week, Chris Budden down on the field. Chris, tell us about Daniel Jackson.
Well, in January, he wrote something on his bathroom mirror. It was a goal so lofty that only one Division I player in history has ever achieved it. That's 30-30, 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases. And he's not far off of that lofty goal, sitting at 27 and 25. He said what he learned from Wes Johnson, the mental side, that if you can convince your brain of something, your body will follow. So he thought every day, if I put it on my bathroom mirror while I'm brushing my teeth, I see that goal, the consistency of what it takes to get there. And it just may well happen depending on how long this postseason continues, Dave.
I don't see him slowing down at all. He is just a machine. Meanwhile, yesterday, the other Bulldogs had to play yesterday, and the Valencius or the Valinkis brothers, however you want to call it, both put on a show.
Tomas was amazing. First-team All-SEC pitcher, certainly pitched like it, played with a lot of juice. We saw him dive for a pop-up. And then his brother Vitas was the star of the 6th inning. Came into the inning with 3 home runs, finished the inning with 5 home runs. It was a lot of fun for the Valencius brothers yesterday.
Well, here is a lineup for this Mississippi State team that comes in with 40 wins on the year. They finished up league play at 16-14. Ace Reese has been their guy for a team that's second in the conference in batting average and overall average at .314, only trailing this Georgia team. So we'll see how this holds up today against the guy on the mound, Joey Volchko, who has been their #1 gun this entire season.
Yeah, Volchko's really answered the bell as an ace, and coming over as a transfer, it was a lot of questions. Could he fulfill the promise of his big stuff? And he leads the SEC in strikeouts looking on his slider. It's a pitch that he tries to get to the glove side, but will often front door it, especially to right-handed hitters, and get a lot of takes on that pitch. So you'll see the fastball will get up to 97, maybe even touch 98. It's mostly fastball slider, but he will show you a curveball and a cutter as well. And so it's a diverse pitch arsenal from Volchko, and he can run through a lineup. It is big stuff, Dave.
He'll face a lineup that features 5 right-handers, 4 left-handers today. From Mississippi State, who got the win yesterday as they took down Missouri 12-2 in a 7-inning run rule game. And this Mississippi State team, I mean, they have they finished up a tough 3-game series at Texas A&M to end the regular season. Got one there, played a heck of a game in Game 3. Just Texas A&M pulled that one out down the stretch to win a series for 2 teams that were searching for a top 8 national seed. And because of that, it's kind of given A&M the edge over Mississippi State in that regard. Garrett Fry will lead things off, having a fantastic year at the top of this lineup. A .330 here, and already, how many times? I've seen this now 10 times this year.
Out of the gate.
Like right out of the gate, we're having some technology issues.
I think they're just messing with you, Dave. I think it's really about you.
Not surprising. It's almost like it happens when I'm with you, so maybe there's some connection to that.
All right. It's about us.
There's Wes Johnson. Boy, has he turned this Georgia program around. Not that it was really bad, but he's taken it to that next level.
So consistent in his first 3 years. Top 8. It'll be 3 straight years.
That one misses on the inside to Garrett Fry. The senior out of Atlanta. Home runs have been a big deal in the first 2 days of the tournament. Flag blowing a little bit from right to left toward the line. But we have seen 27 home runs so far, which shattered last year's total for the entire tournament. Averaging 3.3 per game.
I think we knocked that out in like a day and a half.
Yeah, it didn't take
from last year.
Here's the 2-1. Ground ball to the right side. Brendan Hudson steps on the bag, and that'll be the first out. Well, for Georgia, one of the things that you get here by winning, being a top 4 seed in this tournament, really sets you up for an event like this. You can stick with your rotation you have been with the entire season. Vigu has been their number 2 guy. He's set up to pitch if Georgia can win today. They would have the day off tomorrow and set you up for Saturday, Sunday if you can get to the championship game.
Yeah, I really do like the new format. I think the coaches really like it as well. You still get the opportunity if you need RPI points to come here and make a run. But especially if you're one of those teams that shows up as a top 4 seed, and typically in this league, if you're a top 4 seed in this tournament, you're probably a top 8 national seed. And at that point,
boy, Sharice smokes it out to center. Lou Hall barely has to move.
At that point, David, really the hay's in the barn. Now, do you want to win this tournament? Of course you do.
Yeah.
But it's nice. All you have to do is it's another weekend rotation. Just 3 games to manage, and you can play it however you choose to play it. And I think the new format really takes kind of the stress of the pitching load off of especially the top 4 seeds.
2 down now for Noah Sullivan. Noah on the year, .345 with 11 homers and 44 runs batted in. Ground ball left side. Trey Phelps bobbles and throws. So a 1-2-3 frame for Joey Volchko and the Georgia Bulldogs. And the heavy hitting Bulldogs will grab their bats when we come back to Hoover. Bottom of the first on the other side.
They call him the Rhino, athletic catcher with power.
Trying to become a Triple Crown winner, only the third in the Southeastern Conference.
A walk-off grand slam by Daniel Jackson.
Maybe the most feared bat in college baseball.
And he is fun to watch.
Well, Daniel Jackson will hit second for the Georgia Bulldogs in a group that hits .325. A clear front runner in terms of overall batting average in the Southeastern Conference. Of course, lead the country with 147 home runs. I mean, second place in this league is Texas A&M with 114. But this Daniel Jackson-led group, not much of a weakness.
No, lead the league in essentially every meaningful category, and Daniel Jackson does that as well on an individual basis. So he's the star, but they can hurt you top to bottom.
Well, here's Duke Stone getting the baseball. Duke's record looks good, 6-2, 5.43 ERA on the year. This will be his 16th appearance and his 13th start.
Duke Stone's been a staple in the weekend rotation for Mississippi State this year. The changeup is the best whiff rate, and because of that, he's actually better from an OPS standpoint against lefties than he is from righties. 4 pitches, you see fastball, slider, changeup, and he'll mix in the curveball as well. But that changeup to left-handers is a pitch to watch today. Can he get through the dangerous left-handed hitters in this Georgia lineup?
Duke Stone started the year, beginning of the season, kind of coming out of the bullpen. Brian O'Connor kind of surprised him along the way, and when they gave him that starting spot, he just kind of held on to it. They'll start this game with a shift for Trey Phelps as he hits it that way to the left side. Ace Reese. And the foot is on the bag from Reed Stallman, and that's the first out.
Okay, it ended well. It wasn't the most direct way to field that baseball, but Ace Reese gets caught on his heels there a little bit and then has to make a really tough throw just ahead of the speedy Trey Phelps.
So now they will square up the defense for Daniel Jackson. 394 at the plate. He looks at a first pitch strike, 94 miles an hour, 27 homers, 77 runs batted in, and 11 doubles, and 25 out of 26 on the base paths.
Well, Dave, I said in the open, I think it's maybe one of the best seasons in the history of this league. And there's only been 3 Triple Crowns, only one this century. Nobody's ever, as a catcher, gone 25-25. If he goes 30-30 and wins the Triple Crown, I mean,
yeah, you'd have to say best ever.
I mean, what else could you say?
It would be hard to argue against that.
I'd say it's a pretty good argument, and I don't want to sound hyperbolic when I say it, but it's, again, as you sift through the candidates of who would be the best season in the history of this league, when you look at the context around what he's doing, he has to be on the short list and maybe at the top of that list.
Hits a ground ball out to short. Woodson fires 2 down. We've had 5 outs. 4 of them have been ground outs to start this game.
Our pitchers got the memo.
Keep it down.
Yes.
They must have been watching some baseball.
Get the ball on the ground.
And the 3-hole hitter, Michael O'Shaughnessy, the designated hitter today, comes to the plate for Georgia. O'Shaughnessy, 6'1", 230-pounder, a senior, out of New York. Comes to Georgia after 3 years at Davidson. Boy, he had 369 last year with 17 homers and 70 runs batted in, and has 17 home runs this year for the Bulldogs.
And what a find he's been. A huge part of this Georgia story is just nailing the transfer portal and the ability to recognize, acquire, and then develop talent from other leagues that excels in the Southeastern Conference. Georgia has arguably been the best in the country at it over the last few years.
Inning is over. Duke Stone with a clean 1-2-3 frame. A 9-pitch inning, and we are scoreless after 1.
Okay, Duke Stone. start them off soft and finish it off with the gas. Just a four-seamer past O'Shaughnessy.
The 2026 SEC Baseball Tournament on the SEC Network is presented by Regions Bank, the official bank of the SEC. As the Georgia Bulldogs pick up their SEC regular season championship trophy. It's a good-looking trophy. Doesn't look like some of my Little League trophies.
No, that's not what you got in 9U?
9U, that's not what I got in 9U. For finishing third, right? Good trophy. Wes Johnson, 40-plus wins in 3 straight seasons. Georgia at 43-12 this year, 23-7 in conference play. And already our first challenge of the morning, 61 challenges so far, 37 have been overturned.
And this has been a consistent theme. The catchers have the freedom to call it, and it's almost always the low breaking ball.
Oh,
and that's about as
seam. You get a seam
as it could possibly be. Derek Malika can't feel bad about that one. But it's the low breaking ball, sometimes the high backup breaking ball or high fastball. That's the consistent theme we've seen with the pitches that are being overturned.
Of course, Georgia's first trip, so if Georgia Bulldog fans out there, first time this is the ABS balls and strike system being used, similar to the Major League Baseball system in place. It's an experimental technological advancement, if you will, for the league this year in this tournament. And there are 3 for each team, and there are the numbers. And if you miss fire on a challenge, you lose it. But so far, the catchers have been fantastic in their challenges, and that's kind of obvious.
Well, I think what we're learning is all season long we've had the 17-inch zone.
Yeah.
And then there's been a buffer zone that the umpires are giving grace on.
Round ball fielded by Wynn, throws and gets it done on a good stretch by Brennan Hudson at first base.
That was kind of pretty on both ends, wasn't it? Ryan Wynn has really shown me something here down the stretch with his glove. It's a Georgia team that probably doesn't get enough credit for their defense. Second in the SEC with a .983 fielding percentage. We always talk about the offense and the slug, but how about moving to your backhand, a one-hopper? Hudson helps him out on the back end. This Georgia team can play some defense, Dave.
Tennessee and Georgia, the 2 teams, they're tied for first with fewest errors, 32 apiece. Mississippi State's been pretty good defensively as well. They're 5th in the conference. They fielded a .976 clip.
But back to the ABS.
Yeah.
The buffer zone throughout the course of the year didn't penalize the umpire, whether they called it a ball or a strike. But I think what we're learning here in Hoover, that their default on the buffer zone has been this year to call those pitches balls. And now the buffer zone is a part of the ABS here in Hoover. It's actually clearly a strike for this week. And so almost every one of the pitches that we've seen the catchers challenge would fall in that buffer zone. And so this week, those are all being called strikes if they're challenged.
Vitas Valencia. Boy, that caught a hand. Young man who had 2 home runs yesterday doesn't have a chance to get one at this first at bat. Boy, you could hear that hit his hand from where we are sitting.
Well, we talked about the fact that Volchko throws a lot of front door breaking balls, whether by design or accident. He loses that breaking ball to his arm side a lot. And that was another one right there. Fortunately for Vitas, it was a breaking ball and not a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Hopefully that helps keep him in this ball game. But it's just a tendency from Volchko to miss there to the arm side, and that one got really away from him.
Two for 4 yesterday in the opening win for Mississippi State over Missouri. There's Brian O'Connor, first year in Starkville. Good time spending some minutes with him over in College Station last weekend to wrap up the regular season. Reed Stallman. Not much of a swing there. 0-1 to get his at-bat started. Another 300 hitter in this Mississippi State lineup. He's got a dozen home runs, 46 runs batted in, and 9 doubles for the Bulldog first baseman. And quickly, 0-2 the count.
Wes Johnson not afraid to keep leaning into a breaking ball if he feels like his pitcher's got the command of it, and on any given day, he will throw that thing over and over again. See 3 straight breaking balls. That was more of the curveball. We called a game last weekend, Dave, where Volchko started the game and Matt Scott came in. Throughout the course of that game against Auburn, they threw 28% fastballs, threw 72% off-speed pitches, and I would say about 2/3 of the off-speed pitches were breaking balls. It was just a slider cutter fest all evening.
Little chopper, Volchko off the mound, and high throw wasn't on the mark anyway. So the Bulldogs from Starkville will have a couple of runners on base.
Take that ball. This was not Reed Stallman's hardest hit ball of his career, but a ball off the knuckles, works as an infield knock. 95 kind of snuck up on him, and Volchko, watch that little extra pat there, Dave, and then the throw sails, and that'll go as an infield knock for Reed Stallman, and Bulldogs got something cooking here with 2 on and 1 out.
Now you get a .351 hitter in Bryce Chance. About halfway through the season, Bryce was hitting over 400. Trickled down, but stopped right here. He's been sitting in this 340 to 360 range for most of the conference season. A graduate center fielder for the Bulldogs. He has anchored that spot the last couple of seasons for Mississippi State.
Hardest guy in the league to strike out. 16 strikeouts on the season. The other one is playing center field for the Georgia Bulldogs right now, Rylan Lujo. So we got 2 of the hardest guys in the league to put away, and Bryce Chance has his hands full here to live up to that standard with a 1-2 count against a guy that's got some swing and miss stuff. Not afraid to hit ugly. He will extend the zone. He will use the whole bat. It's fun to watch him go to work with 2 strikes.
A couple of years ago, he finished up the season with just 18 strikeouts as well. Was the toughest man to strike out in the conference back in 2024. At this point, it becomes a trend.
Yeah, that's right. he's just that good.
Yeah. Volchko in that first inning had 8 pitches. This inning, he's already put up 18. There's only 1 out. A hit by pitch and an infield single. And Mississippi State has been fouling off a number of Volchko pitches like this one, another one.
This dude will drive you nuts as a pitcher. And at some point, you'd think he'd just grab that four-seamer and rip it right down Broadway. He just has a knack for hanging around in an at-bat. At some point, I think you just trust your stuff and hope he can ground one right at somebody.
Ground ball out to short. Dogs going to try to turn 2 here, and they get it done.
That's how you get rid of him, Dave. Just throw one right down Broadway and hope he hits it right at your shortstop. Bryce Chance rolls over this one, and again, this Bulldogs defense smooth on the infield.
So here's what we do know about Hoover, Alabama in late May. It's awesome. But what we also know about Hoover, Alabama in late May is what we don't know. And that's what the weather is going to do. But when it is not awesome, man, it is so not awesome.
Well, we are trying to avoid that today, Ryan. Thanks for bringing that up. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Game's pushed up a couple of hours. There's some weather coming in apparently in the early evening. So trying to, we got a little rain last night in the 9th inning of the LSU baseball game. Tigers, by the way, their season comes to a halt here as Auburn wins last night, but got through it. Rylan Luho pops this one up in the air. Garrick Fry, the second baseman, will make the catch.
Well, I put you in charge of the weather this week, so far so good by you.
Thank you. That is a big responsibility.
Yep.
I just try to
got big shoulders.
I just try to make sure it's good weather when you're done with the day and you can go do your post-game activities.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
One down now for Kenny Ishikawa. Kenny out in left field, 345 average on the season.
My man Kenny is rocking some real pastels here, Dave. We are drippy drip right now. Pink, yellow. We got some pink BGs. We got some yellow in the bat. Maybe some green in there too.
There's a lot going on there.
Uh-huh. We got to put some effort into that. We might need KB on the ensemble. Kenny Ishikawa. I mean, this team has some layers to it, Dave. It's like crazy drippy, yet like gritty too. They check a lot of boxes.
One thing I have learned is that they do have a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Ishikawa out to left field. First base hit for the Bulldogs of Georgia today. I mean, they are a serious group, but when you watch them around the cages and whatnot, they're loose.
Yeah, no, they play with the team that doesn't have much anxiety about how the result of the game is going to go. Got him.
That was funny. That made me laugh. Ryan Wynn will drop one in front of the left fielder. Valencius picks it up, gets it in, but Georgia has him at first and second with one out.
And again, this Bulldog team, known for their slug, known for leading the country in homers, they have the 4th fewest Ks in the league, Dave. And they lead the league in batting. It's not like a 3-outcome group. This is a team that is way more polished from an offensive standpoint than you would maybe think by a team that has so much slug.
Brennan Hudson. First pitch down in the zone.
Pretty good combo. Lead the league in average, homers, OPS, and tough to strike out.
And the way the game is trending, obviously home runs are a big part, but you look at big league, it's strikeout or home run.
There's a lot of that going on for sure. And I think, again, back to what Wes Johnson and his staff do in the portal, they want to have different looks within their lineup. They want to be multidimensional. And so you see Lujo and you see Ishikawa and you see Ryan Black. Like, these are high end zone contact players. But then you have O'Shaughnessy, you have Hudson, you have Phelps, you have Jackson, which are going to be guys that, yeah, they might swing and miss some, but they're also going to hit 15 to 25 homers.
Well, now they will be loaded. How about the combined strikeouts? You're talking about strikeouts, but 21 Ks per game combined in our SEC tournament games. That one looks like it didn't sting as badly as it could, but easy for me to say.
That's right. No, it's a pretty friendly place to take an HBP.
But what do you make of that, Bernie? 21 strikeouts per game on average so far in the tournament. That seems like a big number.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I tend to maybe a little desensitized to teams striking out 10 times a game. Each team striking out 10 times. I just think the stuff in this league, over 9 innings, teams are going to punch out probably 1 per. That doesn't shock me. There's been plenty of homers, too.
Colby Branch shoots this one out to right. Jacob Parker to the warning track, but a sacrifice fly for Colby Branch. He does his jobs, and Georgia will have him first and third, and they lead it 1-0.
Okay, a little situational hitting there from the Bulldogs. I love the approach there by Colby Branch. You got a pitcher that just hit a dude, and his command's a little wobbly. You get a runner on third less than 2 on a pitcher that can get it back in the zone when his intent is to do so. Go up there ready to hit. Use the middle of the field, catches it a little deep, but drives it out to the warning track, and the Bulldogs strike first. The Georgia Bulldogs, that is.
Listen, I've had back-to-back games with this. Tigers and Tigers last night. Ryan Black fouls that one out of play.
Got to clarify.
Ryan Black in his second season with the Dogs. And therefore a strike, it's 0-2.
I think what's so impressive about this Georgia team, and Ryan Black's a perfect example of that, their numbers don't really dip in the league. And so Ryan Black hitting 309 overall coming in this ballgame, hit 306 in the league. He's got 8 home runs overall. He's got 5 of them in the league. That's your 9-hole hitter. And you look at this team, yes, they're first overall in batting average, but they're also first within the conference by over 20 points. And so is their non-conference schedule a little light? Yeah, it is. But they've also done some serious heavy lifting within the conference as well.
That one misses up and in. Black has produced 8 home runs and 28 runs batted in. Fouls it off.
Stone keeps climbing the ladder with that fastball. At some point, I think he's got to go back to that changeup. Two straight heaters up. Let's see if he goes to the changeup here. Oh, that's a review. That's going to be a strike. I'm calling this one early.
The batter, the catcher, has challenged the ball call.
Yep.
And that'll get Mississippi State off the field. Good challenge. Worked perfectly.
The high breaking ball. The high breaking ball is going to be overturned. The Bulldogs and the sour power. Get you some, Kenny Ishikawa.
Here in the top of the third, when Joey Volchko decided to crisscross the country, transfer from Stanford, go into Georgia, he made a phone call to superstar, former LSU standout, now with the Pirates, Paul Skeens. Paul had played under Wes Johnson at LSU and wanted to pick his brain about coming here. And, you know, Skeens said wonderful things about that year that he played for him and won a national championship. When I asked Wes Johnson about it, he said, listen, listen, it's wonderful that he said great things, but I also don't want people to make the comparison. Listen, they're both tall. They have similar characteristics, their spin rate, etc. What Paul Skeens does in the stuff between the ears was unlike anything I've ever seen. But I appreciated the fact that, I don't know, he's not over in Baton Rouge and he made his way over to Athens with some help of Paul Skeens.
Gives up the base hit here to Ryder Woodson, and that one will scoot past Luhol, and that'll be a double for Woodson. His 15th of the year.
Ryder Woodson been on a bit of a heater here lately. Dave, already 2 for 3 now in Hoover. Hit a 3-run homer yesterday, and now a double in the right center field gap. Come up there ready to hit, keep your nose down, use the backside gap, and he's hunting too right out of the box. I love it. You hit a ball not directly at an outfielder in this yard, you should be hunting extra bases the second it leaves your bat.
Sean James, Mississippi State's catcher, to the right side, base hit. Woodson turns the corner. They're going to send him. The throw will be cut off, and we're tied at 1. James with his 14th run batted in.
So this is using the backside of the field here, right? You get a situational bat, your coach is going to let you swing the bat and not bunt. Second baseman's up the middle, figuring there's not going to be a backside approach here by the hitter, and Sean James just inside out a little Derek Jeter piece in the 4-hole. That gets him over and gets him in. These two clubs got me all fired up. We got some situational baseball being played in this game early on.
Now you get the top of the lineup, Garrett Fry with a big swing and a miss. He grounded out his first time up today.
Now, Dave, I will tell you, there is so little of swinging a guy over from second to third in today's game that you could tell that wasn't even on Georgia's radar right there. Like, they got the second baseman holding the guy on, and James made him pay for it.
That one's fouled straight back. Yeah, James is a guy that's really playing because Kevin Maluski, who's been their pretty much everyday catcher, got hit by a foul ball in his face mask at Texas A&M in Game 2 last weekend and had to leave. And just out of precaution, Brian O'Connor has sat him down the last couple of games. So James has played the last 3.5 ball games behind the plate, coming up big here today in the tournament. By the way, Maluski is available.
Yeah.
Today, if they need him.
Nice to be able to have two catchers that you trust this time of year.
Fry at 328 lines it right back to Volchko, and that will certainly help Georgia out. 2 down.
Well, not exactly smoked off the bat of Garrett Fry, and so because of that, Volchko has plenty of time to react, and Sean James gets caught with a crossover step that leads to a double play, and just like that, Volchko's got 2 on and nobody out. But he does have to deal with the always dangerous Ace Reese.
20 home runs this year for Reese.
3 times in Mississippi State history, somebody's hit back-to-back 20 home run seasons. Rafael Palmeiro, Will Clark, and Ace Reese, and that is a nice list to find your name on right there.
You know, you start thinking about how long it's been with Palmeiro and Clark, the last guys that did it. I mean, it has been a long time. Now, Mississippi State, traditionally not exactly the best home run hitting ballpark, but the new park has given up a few more than the old one.
Oh, yeah. Plenty friendly. Now, of course, Hunter Hines hit a ton of homers, but he just didn't have 20 back-to-back years, and he just left that place. Rooker never did it. Hunter Renfroe never did it.
See, that would be a guy, I thought, Hunter Renfroe. I would have, if you would ask me who's on that list, I think I would have put Hunter on that list.
It is pretty cool to think, you know, Palmeiro, Triple Crown. Yeah. Rooker, Triple Crown. And now Daniel Jackson, Triple Crown. Yeah, you have these players that are doing things in this league that have not been done since some of the all-time greats. Of course, Daniel Jackson, you know, the Triple Crown and the greats that have done that, Ace Reese and the greats that he's joining in Mississippi State history. Like, I just love it when the current players are bringing up memories of some of the former legends.
Like the Chris Burks, need a graphic bill.
Ancient history.
We were talking today. It's been 25 years since my partner won the SEC Player of the Year. 25 years.
That's a long time, man.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. It's a lot of gray hair.
Here's the 1-2. That one's down in the dirt.
I had a reminder today of how old I am. My daughter had her last day of high school today.
No. Congrats. I know it's
another reminder of my gray hair.
I was going to say congrats, but isn't that what I sent you this morning?
Yeah, you did.
Man, you're getting old.
I know. Thank you.
And inside, it'll be full at 3-2.
Good little battle going here between a couple real ones. Volchko and Ace Reese. Nobody's blinking. See if he challenges him in the zone here or tries to get the chase down and in.
Mississippi State's been good in 3-2 counts all year. They'll have another opportunity here. 5th in the country in batting average when it's 3-2.
Well, one thing you know with Reese, you don't want to miss in. You could get him to swing over the top of something down and in. but he can pull the baseball with anybody in the college game.
9th pitch of this at-bat is a good one for Volchko. That will end the inning and get him off the field. It'll be the top of the lineup. Phelps and then Daniel Jackson, Michael O'Shaughnessy, and a tie ball game here at Hoover. Mississippi State and Georgia, battle of the Bulldogs. Georgia went into Starkville earlier this year, and I think that's when they kind of woke up college baseball world that, hey, this team is for real, as they swept Mississippi State in Starkville. And you're like, okay, here we go. And they have not looked back.
No, yeah, you're right, Dave. That was the weekend. And Trey Phelps had a monster weekend in Starkville. You look at his league ranks. I mean, he has been one of the very best, coach, first team All-SEC third baseman. And again, we talked about the drip, but how about that bottom line there? 30 HBPs.
That'll set a record, won't it? Do you remember how many times you were hit by a pitch?
I have no idea.
I'm going to say it was a lot, just because you probably made a lot of people angry.
No. I've never been one to poke or stir the pot. That's just not my style.
Now that I've known you, as long as I've known you, yeah, I could see why.
Good thing we didn't have text threads there.
Yeah. 30 hit by pitches for Phelps. Did he go? They're going to say he did at the plate. That's a strikeout. They wanted to check down, but Derek Malika called it at the plate. I tell you what, it looked as though Eddie Newsom down there at first was about to say no swing.
So first, let's take a look at the swing, and I thought he did. I think Malika got it right, but yeah, Eddie Newsom got caught like anticipating an appeal. Yeah, Wes Johnson saw it.
Now here's Daniel Jackson. First pitch he sees, tries to hit it 450 feet. You know, Jackson wasn't a home run hitter in high school. As a matter of fact, he got kind of so frustrated that he would actually drive to Birmingham during his high school year, come over here for hitting lessons. He lived up north of Atlanta. He would spend 2.5 hours each way.
He had a guy?
Had a guy he loved here. That one is knocked down by the shortstop Woodson, then a high throw, and Jackson will be safe at first.
We're going hit there. We'll go ahead and make that call. Player of the year earns that.
That ball was hit pretty hard off the bat now.
Smoke job to the backhand of Woodson. That's just an impossible pick as you're going to your right. Somewhat made it close, but we know DJ can pick him up and put him down. Boy, that is a really tough chance there for Ryder Woodson. Did just about all he could do. Once you don't catch it clean, Jackson's going to be there.
Daniel Jackson now on a 9-game hit streak.
This should be a fun little matchup. Duke Stone and Daniel Jackson here.
John James behind the plate, better be ready. Jackson, 25 stolen bases on the year.
And you definitely can get him. I mean, Duke Stone is not quick to the plate, so this is just a matter of DJ catching his breath after legging out an infield knock and picking the right pitch to go on. Extended his lead right there.
By the way, Berkey, you were hit by 27 pitches in Tennessee in your career.
Okay.
I thought it would have been a lot more than that.
Apparently it would have been if you were pitching.
Exactly.
One with back-to-back fastballs. Not a terrible time to go right here. You're probably getting an off-speed pitch. And
okay, was that Duke Stone? Was that his best move? Do you think?
I think that was his A move. Yeah. So you feel good about that. And I don't think you need a great jump here as a base stealer off Duke Stone. He's not super quick to the plate. You just got to make sure you don't get picked off. Yeah, now you got him. So back-to-back picks. He hadn't thrown an off-speed pitch yet. He's shown you a couple. Now, usually after they hold long, they're going to go quick. This is a typical pitcher move here. So a long hold. Let's see if he comes, sets, and goes. You got to be ready to go, DJ.
Oh, another long
okay,
hold.
Long hold. Yep. Again, all right, so he does that 2 in a row. The quick one's coming. And now, see, to me, this is where I want the 2-pick rule because you could pick 12 times. You're not going to keep him from going. So as soon as he goes, DJ's got him here, if he wants it. Oh, he blinked.
Yeah, a little stutter.
And he's looking in, so it's interesting. He's looking into Emirati as if, see, he's looking down at his belt, so he might not be on a full green light. The fact he's looking in on every pitch tells me that, you know, he doesn't just have the green light to go.
That one scooch away from Stallman, no damage done. O'Shaughnessy 1-2 at the plate. What does it do for the hitter at the plate going through this mess?
I think it is a process. Now, O'Shaughnessy's used to hitting behind Jackson, so I think at this point in the year, this is something that he's pretty used to. That was the quick one.
And got him.
All fastballs right there. That was pretty well located, huh, Dave? I mean, that's a top of the zone, up and in heater that just locked. Great look there at that 4-seam fastball right there at the top. O'Shaughnessy doesn't bite, and that's the place you can pitch O'Shaughnessy. It's a little bit of a low to high barrel path, so the 4-seamer up is a great pitch and really well executed there by Stone.
2 strikeouts this inning for Duke Stone. 4 strikeouts, no walks to this point. Rylan Luho 0 for 1 today.
I think one of the most under-talked about things about stealing bases is the motor you have to have, because once you start to stack bags, this is what happens to you. And so typically cardiovascular conditioning isn't talked a lot about in baseball, but if you're going to steal bags, you got to be willing. Oh, fake steal. Spun his wheels.
And they're going to get him. Well, that just didn't go well for Georgia and Daniel Jackson. An infield single, and then he gets picked off at first base, and the inning is over.
It's pretty wet over there, Dave, and it looked like he spun his wheels, didn't like his jump, rethought about it, and you can see just not great footing. Let's talk to Tomas Valinkis on the other side.
Big day of baseball here at Hoover Metropolitan Stadium in Hoover, Alabama. Dave Neal, Chris Burke, and joining us down in that Mississippi State dugout is Tomas Valinkas, who's putting on a headset. Had a great outing yesterday. And Tomas, what was it like? I mean, your first time in this event and in this stadium, and everybody talks about the greatest tournament in college baseball. What was it like from your perspective?
I mean, walking out, it was awesome to see. I mean, I didn't know everyone ran out for the anthem in the beginning of the game, and I was still in the bullpen, so it was weird because I came onto the mound straight from the bullpen, and I kind of got to take it all in on the walk down to the mound. So it was a great environment. I mean, especially for a 9:30 game, which was fun. Nice.
Noah Sullivan doing Noah Sullivan things. Base hit to the left side, and he'll start things off there for Mississippi State.
Well, you were clearly loose coming in out of the bullpen because you decided to take a header on the track on the first swing of the game. Like, is that how many times in your career? I'm talking about from Little League till now. Have you dove head first for a pop-up in the infield? As a pitcher?
Never. I think that was my first one.
I would hope that Justin Parker came up to you afterwards and maybe discouraged you from doing that, or did y'all talk?
No, he was fired up about it.
Okay.
Yeah, he loved it.
Well, we were just showing some highlights and maybe overlooked sometimes with pitchers, and I hear it all the time from Kyle Peterson up here about what a great athlete he once was. You showed some athletic stuff, man. People overlook your athleticism?
I don't know.
I mean, nice play. We saw you over there on a PFP a moment ago, covering first. Had to do a little dance over there by the bag.
Leave ball.
That ball's hit high in the air, out to left.
Get out.
And it'll be called on the warning track by Ishikawa.
No, I mean, yes, some people do, but I like to see myself as an athlete on the mound.
Yeah.
When it comes to other stuff, not really, you know. More of just a chiller.
Right.
Well, yesterday was a good highlight clip for you. Now, tell me, when your bro goes deep twice in an inning, what's he like after the game? Like, is he digging himself? How are we handling the post game after that?
Yeah, he's feeling good. I mean, he brags to me a little bit about it, and every time I open my phone after the game yesterday, I couldn't not see his name.
We have a pickoff here, and Noah Sullivan is nailed. We've had back-to-back innings now with a runner picked off at first base. That'll be 2 down. Tomas, clearly yesterday was a big day for your brother. A couple of home runs. How much baseball as kids did you get to play together? And I'm just curious because I know it's been a few years since you've gotten on the field till this season, but as kids, did you guys play a lot together?
I mean, we always trained together, but we never really played on this. We played on the same team, I'd say probably like 4 times, like 4 different teams. Yeah, ball. Oh, boy. We played when I was probably 9 and he was like 12. We played on the Lithuanian national team in like the 12U game or whatever it was in, I think it was in Czech Republic. And then 16, when I was 16, we played together, but he was injured with ACL surgery, and so he was just there. And then we finally got to play together 2 summers ago again in the European like B pool with Team Lithuania, and that was a fun time.
So when you guys are together, as Reed Stallman looks at a strike, when you guys are together this year, because you haven't been around each other a lot during baseball and how much time it takes up, do you guys actually hang out together, or you kind of live different lives?
No, I mean, we hang out. We maximize it. I mean, living with him is
challenging the strike call.
Living with him is fun. I mean, I thought going into it, like with the situation, because at home, you know, growing up, we fought a lot, and we haven't lived together in a while because we both left to go to Baylor, and we were both separated early in high school, and then I thought we were gonna beef a lot, you know.
Yeah.
We wrestled a lot, but no, it's been good. It's been fun.
But I did hear the story though about the chokeout on the putting green you told yesterday. I mean, did you get any feedback from that from mom or anything about like, guys, you shouldn't be doing that?
No, she encourages it. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, the 2 boys, by the way, got into a little scrap on a putting green, very similar to what you and I get through. Okay. So we understand that. Berkey and I, we're kind of like brothers, even though we're not. So we understand that. But he literally, Tomas said you literally were choked out, right?
I mean, I got the chin under, so he didn't get the
complete hold. Yeah.
There you go. But he got the gums though. He was pressing my gums all against my teeth. I started bleeding. I deserved it though. I mean, it was
I deserved it.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Hey, last thing, we'll let you get going. This team right now,
Yeah.
seems like there's a really good vibe in that dugout. What's it like in terms of how you guys feel about postseason baseball?
I mean, it's great. I mean, we're kind of just having fun. Like you get to the end of the come on.
And that's going to be called out in center field.
You get to the end of the year, and it's just like you realize that you're only going to play with this team once, and it's kind of just taking it in all now and just having fun, as much fun as you can.
It's been fun watching you pitch, man. Continued success. Great talking with you.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll switch dugouts. We'll get a headset on Wes Johnson. See if anybody's choked him out lately.
Welcome back to Hoover, joined with Georgia head coach Wes Johnson. We saw you guys get your hardware at the beginning of the game for regular season SEC champs. When you look at the road for this team, what's impressed you most about this long of a season and how well they've done throughout?
Yeah, they just love playing the game. They want to compete. They love, this team really loves to practice. I haven't had that a lot. I mean, they all like to practice, but I mean, like, these guys' practice is over, we're leaving, and they're all still around taking ground balls, hitting, throwing, doing all kinds of stuff. They just love being at the baseball field.
We've talked a lot about what Daniel Jackson brings, but off the field, the commitment in the weight room and the work ethic, what have you seen from him over the last year?
Yeah, he's really learned how to define success for him. Not trying to live up to somebody else. We've had some really good players come through here. Charlie Condon a couple years ago hit 37 homers. And, it's like I've told Daniel, you're not him. You need to be your own Daniel Jackson. I think that's where he's grown the most.
I appreciate the time. I'll let you go, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
He's assembled quite the balanced team. I mean, the only thing really, when you think about Daniel Jackson, just the position players and how he's got some pieces he can move around, it just seems like he's got a great roster in that regard. The only thing that I would say is, and it happens to a lot of college baseball teams, is finding that third, fourth guy that you can rely on, whether it's a weekend starter. Some guys will hold their best arm from a bullpen standpoint, try to get a win on a Friday or Saturday night. If not, use them on Sunday. But that's nitpicking because they've got a lot of good arms in that bullpen.
No, they check all the boxes, and as the year's gone on, they've gotten better.
Lujo beats it out. That'll be an infield single.
Well, Ace Reese did all he could, but Lujo just too athletic. No, Dave, I think you could nitpick maybe the arms, but, they've really found their roles down the stretch here as we look at Ace Reese. One of the questions with Ace Reese is can he stick at third base in pro ball? I think speaking of improving as the season's gone on, he's shown some flashes down the stretch that the athleticism is there. Maybe the consistency not quite where you'd want it to be, but certainly has all the tools to play the position.
Kenny Ishikawa now. Base hit his first time up.
But Dave, I think they have the right pieces. The good news is too, they have maybe kind of a blessing in disguise because early some guys weren't quite performing. They had to use a bunch of guys, and so now there's a lot of teams that you're like maybe they've got 5 or 6 dudes that they trust. It feels like Georgia's maybe more in the 7-8 range.
Fly ball out to right, and Parker there to make the catch. That'll be the first out of the inning.
But Caden Aoki is kind of the wild card.
Yeah.
And you go Volchko and you go Vig U, and then of course you got Matt Scott and Farley and Bird out of the bullpen. Zach Brown is another piece they really like. And then it's like Aoki, do we need him for long relief? Do we need him just to get us the last 3 outs? Can we start him? I mean, there's a lot of options with him.
Ryan Wynn, also a base hit today. Georgia with 4 hits, Mississippi State with 5 in a tie ball game. To this point, it's been a pretty efficient day on the mound for Duke Stone. 44 pitches. Actually, if you count the throws to first, he might be up over 60 by now.
Duke Stone's done such a nice job with changing his pace. You know, most big, strong arm right-handers, they just want to throw their next pitch. He's really done a nice job of not being afraid to hold. And I think as we talk about maybe potentially going to some of these major league rules like the 2 pickoff rule, the ability to change your pace is going to become a must for college pitchers.
I know you like it, but do you think college will act, those in charge, the decision makers, will implement that 2-pick rule in the college game?
I mean, it's impossible to predict. I think the coaches in this league are for it.
Yeah.
I think they're for adopting essentially all the major league rules because they've been proven to so much improve the pace of play. And I think from a development standpoint, Major League Baseball has made it clear that college baseball is going to turn into their primary development. They're shrinking their minor leagues. Obviously, the number of players from the power conferences that are in the big leagues continues to grow and be more prominent. Why not play the same brand of ball? And we see, think about how long he's able to hold on some of these and still pitch. It tells you that 20-second clock rule actually could be tighter.
Yeah.
In the big leagues, somebody's on its 18. When nobody's on its 14, that thing moves. And he's on the rubber at 15, right? I mean, you could shorten that thing by 2 seconds easy.
I'll have to ask Duke, or maybe you know the answer. Like, is he, you got your catcher, you just got a runner on first, and now you got to pay attention to the clock.
Mm-hmm.
You think he's looking at the clock, or does he just have that feel for the
I bet you he's got more of a feel at this point. He gets right back on that rubber, so he knows he's got time.
Oh, slap to left off the bat, a win. And Georgia will have 2 on and 1 down. Second hit for Ryan Wynn today.
Hanging breaking ball here from Duke Stone, just kind of hovers in the middle of the plate. Ryan Wynn knows what to do with that. A rocket into left. Wynn off to a hot start in this one.
Here's Brendan Hudson. Senior transfer after 3 seasons at Georgia State, just made the little short drive up 316 to Athens, Georgia to play his final year. That ball is smoked, and it is in the bullpen. Hudson. His 17th home run is a 3-run blast here at Hoover Metropolitan Stadium.
Well, it's been a little bit of tough sledding for Brendan Hudson in SEC play, but you wouldn't know it by this swing of the bat. A fastball out over the plate, and that sucker is smoked into the right field bullpen. You see he kind of gets his arms extended and leans back on that one. A no-doubt rocket, and the Georgia bullpen's fighting for this one. You got to wear that off your chest, bro. Sour power, the whole deal. We autographing a bat in there. Okay.
Nice. And now Colby Branch coming to the plate. For Georgia, their NCAA leading 148th home run of the year.
I can only imagine what this team's going to do in their home regional from a home run standpoint. If it gets smoking hot down in Athens next weekend.
You know, that's another thing about Georgia's stats. When you look at their pitcher stats, you sometimes overlook the fact that where they're pitching, the ballpark they're pitching in, like their numbers are a little bit elevated because, look, the other team gets to hit in that park too now.
Sure.
Branch, the veteran shortstop for Georgia. This team chasing down the school record for home runs. Georgia has taken the lead over Tennessee for most home runs since 2024. Although the Vols are starting to hit them like they used to. They have found something. I think there were 53 home runs in their last 20 games, something.
Yeah, they've been on a heater here the last month or so from a long ball standpoint. It is interesting that obviously since 2024 is the Wes Johnson era. And you hire a pitching guy, and the assumption would be that he's going to immediately invest and turn around that side of the ball. And really the loudest part of their program over the last 3 years has been the offense. Now, it helps when you inherit a team with Charlie Condon and Corey Collins. Yeah. That gets you off to a quick start. But they clearly know how to identify and develop power from a player acquisition standpoint.
Colby Branch, how about his power? 17 home runs. You know, I was there a couple of weeks ago for the LSU series. He walks over and introduced himself to me around the cage, and I thought this was great. This is a veteran. This guy's 23.
Oh, yeah.
Been around. He says, "Hey, Mr. Neal, nice to meet you. I've been a big fan." Well, now I'm going to try to make him the top pick in the draft. Let's go down to Chris Button.
We have figured out what the bat is. My guy Caden over here took a wiffle ball bat after one of their home series. This is the Feed the Trees tracking device. You don't sign it. On the other side, it has all the numbers, and then you fill in a little dot next to your number so they can keep track. Who's got the most?
Oh, okay.
A wiffle ball action.
It's a tally.
Yes.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's got the grip. For Hudson, that was number 17. RBIs 41, 42, and 43 as Brian O'Connor on the mound to make a pitching change. Duke Stone was rolling along until he met Mr. Brendan Hudson. His day is done. Georgia leads at 4-1. Back in a moment. Florida Gators pick up a win yesterday. They will take on Alabama, the 4 seed, making their debut in the 2026 SEC tournament. And Boy, watching Brendan Lawson hit yesterday, you're just like, okay, he's back.
Yeah, he's starting to look the part of a first-round pick next year that he most likely will be. He had a little bit of a lull, but he is back. How about this guy? Speaking of future first-rounders, Jack Bauer, a premium talent, had a chance to be a first-rounder last year out of high school, decided to come play his college ball at Mississippi State instead, and Justin Parker, the pitching coach here, Brian O'Connor, I just think have done a masterful job of bringing him along slow, not putting him in positions where he wasn't ready to succeed too early. And as the season has unfolded, he has become one of the most important pieces of this Mississippi State bullpen, really starting to look the part of a future top 10 pick.
He will get Ryan Black. Runner goes. James throw not in time. That'll be a stolen base for the Bulldogs.
How about that? Georgia just running right in his face on the first pitch.
Colby Branch now 4 out of 4 in the stolen base department. Bauer had a fantastic outing. End of April against LSU, went 3 2/3 and struck out 8 in that game. That one's fouled off of James. Finished up, pitched twice against Auburn, and then finished up the regular season at Texas A&M, and it didn't go as well as he would have liked, but 2 innings and gave up 3 earned runs, did strike out 3. But yes, if you were wondering, he is named after the Kiefer Sutherland character in the popular show 24, and he actually wears number 24.
Love it. Good show. I partook a couple times back in the day. High drama. That fastball, so far this year, he's topped out at 102.4. Not something you see every day from the left side from a 19-year-old.
I mean, to be able to touch 103 miles an hour as a high school player is incredible. It was the highest recorded pitch by a prep player in history.
Pretty loud.
Yeah,
that works.
Cross the diamond, and they'll get the out there. 2 down. Brett Black will score, Branch will stay at third, and Trey Phelps will come to the plate.
The challenge for Bauer, and this was the conversation with Brian O'Connor early, was just they needed a second pitch. He needed to be able to throw a second pitch. What's interesting is as the year's gone on, he's actually thrown the slider and the changeup. And so you now have 2-seamer, 4-seamer, slider, and changeup. And that's why we've seen him out on the field more and more and more, because they feel more comfortable with his ability to get hitters out from both sides of the plate and throw the off-speed stuff in the zone.
Trey Phelps 0 for 2. Boy, a few weeks ago, Phelps for a moment had clipped Jackson in the batting average race. I mean, it was maybe an hour that he had trumped his teammate who was trying to chase down the Triple Crown. But since that moment, Jackson has now created a little bit of space right back up the middle. Boy, they had him play perfectly. Garrett Fry didn't have to move at all. Ball came right to him. But Georgia adds a 3 spot as Brendan Hudson hits a shot over the right field fence.
This is what the Bulldogs are famous for. They can hurt you up and down the order. This time it's Brendan Hudson with a rocket, and they're having some fun in that Georgia dugout.
Well, the Georgia Bulldogs come in as one of the best defensive teams in this league, and we're seeing a little bit of that here today.
Yeah, they've been very impressive on the defensive side of things. Volchko hasn't necessarily had his A+ stuff, but we've seen a little bit of everything. The infield defense has been fantastic, and then Volchko's fielded his position and also held runners on. As we look at the game track here, Dave, it's been a very well-played game to this point in time. Both teams about even in hits, but of course the 3-run homer, the difference in the ball game there by Hudson.
I think that comment has been said quite a bit when Georgia's on the field. That 3-run homer's been the difference in the game.
That'll win you some ball games.
Bryce Chance flies out to center field, 1 down. Now Ryder Woodson coming to the plate. As Woodson comes to the plate, I want to get you've seen this league, you've seen just about everybody, if not everybody in the league, and some other teams outside of this conference this year. Curious where you feel Mississippi State is. Omaha type team, do they have to things kind of break their way? When you look at their roster and what their makeup is on the mound, how do you feel about them as a whole in terms of the 2026 race for the championship?
I think you feel better after seeing Ryan McPherson back last weekend.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge, it's been a little bit of the story down the stretch for a few clubs, is some aces or at least some big time rotation pieces either being out or done for the season. And so as a pitcher continues to miss weekends, you start to wonder, okay, is this a long-term thing? But to see him come back and to look, did you have that game?
Yes.
Yeah, and he looked pretty sharp early, didn't he? And so that totally changes everything. Just one big-time arm can change everything. And you look at the pitching here before May and since, that's been the only issue. Can they hit their way to Omaha? I believe wholeheartedly. Looks like they're going to play at home, at least for the first round.
Yeah.
That's a huge advantage. So if you get McPherson and Valinkas, well, really, it'll probably be Valinkas and then McPherson, or even if it's Valinkas, Stone, McPherson, you like that team's chances in a super regional.
Yeah, they've had McPherson on a pitch count their last 2 times out. He was a little frustrated last week in Texas A&M. McPherson, he didn't want to come out of the game. I mean, so the competitive fire, and he's feeling good and wants the ball. That's all got to be good if you're Mississippi State.
Because they're trending towards, they want him to feel great next weekend.
Yeah.
And they got the big picture in mind. Of course, you know this coaching staff knows how to get a team to Omaha. They've done it 7 times.
Sean James, base hit through the right side with an RBI attached to it. His first time up.
There's a handful of teams that look awfully dangerous, like they're playing their best ball right now. Arkansas would be in that. I mean, that offense yesterday. When you see Zach Stewart swing the bat the way, you know he's capable of that. His baseball card would tell you that he can get on heaters like that, and he's really trending. Now, you hate to see Kahil Aloy go down yesterday. That is a total bummer. And then Florida yesterday, to me, was arguably the most complete. And their bullpen, you got McNeely, Barberi. Of course, we know they got Reitner, McDonald. Like, that bullpen's probably the best bullpen. Anxious to see A&M. Excited to see Texas. Like, those are teams that could get there. And, of course, Auburn just does what they do, right? Pitch flawlessly, and Chase Fralick hits a homer, and you win the game.
Yeah, last night on the mound just epitomized Auburn. You know, they get Marciano to start 6 innings, and they go to Jackson Sanders, and doesn't even give up a hit the final 3. I mean, it's just, they threw a 4-hitter last night.
Yeah, Auburn, their pitching, it would just be shocking if they can't ride their pitching to Omaha, just especially when you consider the offense and how much more power has evolved over the course of the season. But Chase Fralick, to me, looks like kind of the quintessential second-year starter, back half of his sophomore year, where he's starting to stick his chest out and go like, hey, man, I'm pretty good. And he really is a talented player.
Felt like watching Arkansas. I talked to Dave Van Horn before the game yesterday, and I could just kind of sense he's feeling like coaches are they don't want to get too far out in front in terms about how great their teams are playing, but you got a sense that he's feeling pretty good about it. Ground ball, and they will turn two. Well done. Started by Colby Branch, the shortstop, and Wynn turns it to Hudson.
This was not easy. A hop that looked like it might eat up the veteran Colby Branch. He backs up just a touch, but fields it flawlessly. A backhand and then a bare hand. Georgia flashing the leather.
The real fun just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
Omaha, June 12th. You could say the best 8 teams in America will show up. At least the best 8 teams at that time will be there. 4 runs for Georgia. 3 of those came off a home run from Brendan Hudson last inning as the Georgia Bulldogs up by 3 over Mississippi State. Jack Bauer working here in the bottom of the 5th for Mississippi State, the big left-hander. I mean, these are the things, though, that I think that guys like when Jack Bauer, who turned down quite a bit of money to come to the college world, you know, now you got 3 years.
Yep.
He can kind of grow into it.
That's
They're
right.
not going to like just rush him through the system and try to make it work as quick as they can. He's got some time to grow and make some flaws and not worry about life.
Well, and it's a fantastic coaching staff to understand exactly what you just said, which is we don't need you in February and March to be a finished product. We're okay. We've got time to let you grow. What we'd love is for you in May and June to be able to help us win some games, whatever that looks like. And so took the pressure off of them, allowed them to just really invest in development and throwing strikes and designing a couple weapons that can get guys like Daniel Jackson out as you see him rip that slider. And now you've got a uber talented youngster on the mound that has a lot of confidence because you didn't try to force the issue early.
Now he gets a chance to take on one of the best hitters, perhaps the best hitter in college baseball right now from top to bottom, Daniel Jackson. 1-1 count. Well, here's a comparison. You brought it up earlier in terms of catchers winning league MVPs. 2 of them. Mike Zunino, former Gator coach, back in 2011. How about those numbers? That one is shot out to right field. This is a long run for Parker, and he will catch it at the line. But I love the comparison of these 2 guys.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I just wasn't sure. I couldn't remember a catcher that had ever won the SEC Player of the Year. And, of course, Zunino did that and won the Golden Spikes, 2, I believe. So that's it. That's your list of greatest catcher years, or at least from an SEC Player of the Year standpoint. And so clearly Jackson's numbers are different eras, but Zunino played 11 was the last year before they went to BBCOR. So it's not like the bats were dead then.
I remember going to do a regional, or it was a super regional down in Gainesville at that time, and it was smoking hot, as you might imagine, in early June. And Zunino had been struggling, and we were playing the night game, and it is noon, and we're at the old baseball stadium. And he is out there with one other guy and just banging baseballs after baseball on game day at noon, and the game's 7 hours away. And I just said, that guy is a little different than most.
Had a nice big league career. I just think as we go, again, as we start making the, just kind of not making the case, but appreciating the season that Daniel Jackson has had. First place you got to start is positional relevance. Is it the best catching season we've ever seen? I think you would say that. Then you go Triple Crown. Okay, there's only been 3 of them. All right, that puts you on a very short list, right? Then you think, okay, 25-25. That's not happened. Or 30-30's never happened. He's right on track for that in this league. Yeah. J.D. Drew did it back in the 90s. So it's like, man, at some level it just becomes, he checks so many boxes, it becomes impossible to ignore.
J.D. Drew of Florida State, by the way.
That's right. Let's get that in there.
Yeah. Michael O'Shaughnessy looks at a called 3rd strike. That'll be out number 2.
Now, that's pretty tough left on left here, Dave. Just a dotted 2-seamer on the outside edge. O'Shaughnessy trying to keep the ball on the wide of the plate. Probably thinking a little bit about slider right there. And man, did Jack Bauer execute a pretty one right there at 98.
Rylan Luho will step in. Singleton scored a run, 360 on the year. That one misfires. A funny story about Zunino, too. He is actually somewhat responsible that Josh Elander is the Tennessee head baseball coach. It's a funny story. Back in 2011, Dave Van Horn was an assistant coach for the USA college team.
Okay.
Mike Zunino was supposed to be on that team, but the Gators were one of the last teams playing that year and was going to be late getting there to workouts. Well, Dave Van Horn's doing all the coaching stuff, and they get a call that Zunino doesn't want to go. They'd played so long, he was tired, whatever was going on, he didn't go. So Josh Elander, who was at TCU, had an unbelievable college career, is invited to that camp, and that is where Dave Van Horn got to really know Josh Elander.
Catcher's challenging the ball call.
I did not know that story.
And eventually, Josh Elander, who was coached by Tony Vitello, as we see, that is a ball.
That high pitch, that, you know, they want to challenge the high pitch, but it was not too high. It was just, it missed inside.
So anyway, when Tony Vitello got an assistant job with Dave Van Horn, Josh Elander was trying to get in the business, brought him along, and that's where those two guys got to meet. Dave Van Horn said he knew that Josh Elander at some point would be a big-time college coach, and it took a while, but he's now the head man in Tennessee. But so Mike Zunino not showing up at USA Baseball.
Okay, you brought it back around. Yeah. Way to go. It's a great story, Dave.
I've been just wanting to get that out.
On that. Thank you.
I felt like that needed to be said. So Georgia with 2 outs and 1 on for Kenny Ishikawa.
Hopefully you got it in the Arkansas-Tennessee game.
I did.
Okay, good. Good.
I think it was much shorter in that game than that one was.
But we had an ABS in the middle there, so that helped.
Kenny Ishikawa, his parents, he's from Japan. His parents actually came over and watched him play baseball one weekend. Came to Athens for the Missouri series. And then we had a bunch of shots of his mom and dad in the stands, and they were just smiling the whole time. Just had to be a great thrill for them.
So if you remember, the first runner that was on when Jack Bauer came in the game, Colby Branch Stoll, excuse me. And so now it's forcing Jack Bauer to slow down and pay attention to the run game. Now, again, the lessons learned in the development that happens your freshman year in college. First of all, how many kids in high school ever got on against Jack Bauer? Very few. Well, then you have a left-handed pitcher that most high school guys are scared to death to steal on because they're afraid to get picked off. So he's probably really hardly ever had to worry about the run game.
There he goes. Throw down to second is high.
And now this Georgia team is going, hey, youngster, there's a whole lot to this pitching at high-level baseball, and it includes holding runners, and they're just going to go. Boy, Lujo kind of came up out of his break right there, but didn't matter because a high throw from James allows him to steal his 10th base. And Georgia showing us some offensive versatility here with some stolen bases against Bauer.
You know, up until that stolen base by Lujo, Daniel Jackson was the only Georgia player with double-figure stolen bases. Lujo now 10 out of 11. To the right side. Good hop for Garrett Fry. So the walk doesn't come back and haunt Jack Bauer or Mississippi State. 4-1. The Georgia Bulldogs out in front. Top of the lineup on the way for Mississippi State.
Justin LeBron, one of the highly touted draft prospects.
This guy's a rock star.
Outdoors, not gonna fly.
An absolute moonshot.
Not too much longer until LeBron hears his name called early in the MLB draft.
The Alabama Crimson Tide, top 4 seed this year, will make their first appearance here in Hoover. Coming up next as they get 5th seeded in red-hot Florida. In another game that I think a little revenge in order. Florida goes to Tuscaloosa, gets swept by Alabama, and it was just a bad weekend for Florida and a really good weekend for Alabama, especially Brady Neal had a great weekend.
Bama's had a crazy season. They probably embody the kind of up and down trend that we've seen throughout the league more than anybody. A Bama team that started off by getting swept by Kentucky, then they were playing better than anybody in the conference, then they fell on hard times again, and they finished amazing. I think probably one of the most under-talked about thing with Bama is their starting rotation.
Well, I was just about to say, you look at their batting average, they're 15th in the league in batting average, they're last in fielding percentage, so something's got to be good. Garrett Fry smokes this one to right center. Lujo will pick it up after it hits the wall, and Fry starts the 6th with a double.
This is another pitch up and out over the plate. We've seen Brendan Hudson hammer one out over the plate, and now Garrett Fry gets his chance. Looked like a hanging breaking ball just spinning. Again, that arm side miss by Volchko on his breaking ball, and Fry doesn't miss it. A rocket in the gap. Bulldogs got some action here. Runner in scoring position to start this inning.
His 12th double of the year. He keeps his hit streak going. It's now to 8 games. And Ace Reese to the plate. 68 pitches now for Joey Volchko. Boy, you see the numbers for Reese and where he's ranked. You talk about Mr. Consistency this year at the plate. sometimes, you know, the expectations don't meet reality, but I think what we all thought of him as a hitter is he's lived up to that and then some. 320 on the year, 329 coming into the game, 20 homers, almost 70 RBIs, and just 21 doubles. I mean, just peppering baseballs like that. Out to right field, and they're going to send Garrett Fry. Here's the throw. It's cut off in the infield.
Yeah, well, after a monster sophomore year, you kind of wondered, you know, what can Ace Reese possibly do for an encore? And maybe wasn't a red-hot start to the season, but again, another pitch kind of hanging out over the plate. And this is a fastball that just hovers in the middle upper part of the strike zone, and you're lucky that only ended up being a single when Ace Reese is up to bat.
Well, that'll be the day for Joey Volchko. Wes Johnson decides it's time to go to the bullpen. We'll update that change when we come back. 4-2, Georgia out in front. Well, Ace Reese doing Ace Reese things, picks up an RBI as he singles to right, scoring Garrett Fry, and he's just been a super catalyst for this Mississippi State team. For more, let's go down to Chris.
Well, when Brian O'Connor got the job and he had his first phone call with Ace Reese, he asked him, he said, "What do you want?" And he said two things. He said, "I want to stay at third base, and I want to be able to make it to the major leagues." So the sell was pretty easy for Brian O'Connor. He said, "Look at everything that I did at Virginia. We've been pretty good at developing third basemen into the major leagues. When you look at Mark Reynolds, you look at Ryan Zimmerman, and look at the number of guys overall, 35 players that Brian O'Connor has coached into the major leagues." So it wasn't necessarily about him selling himself, but selling what he has done in developing guys, and one of the reasons that Ace Reese stayed. He also said, you don't want to be on your third school heading into your year that you can get drafted.
Yeah, no doubt. And the other part of that, Chris, is the fact that he had a bad foot and couldn't really take some ground balls. So it was a crash course to get him up to speed defensively for Brian O'Connor and this staff. And I think all that intense work certainly has paid off.
Yeah, they spent a lot of time and invested a lot of time once he got back healthy to try to get him playing at the highest level defensively. And he's had a nice year. Matt Scott on now for the 16th time for the Georgia Bulldogs, and this is another big physical right-hander. It is fastball, cutter, and he is not afraid to lean on that cutter time and time again. Fastball get into the mid to upper 90s, but the cutter is really the pitch that you have to circle, especially if there's runners on base.
Wes Johnson obviously felt like he had seen enough with Volchko. 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, only 1 strikeout today for Joey. He came in with 87 strikeouts and 64 innings of work. Mississippi State, they fouled off a bunch of pitches today. This one shot out to right, but right to Ryan Black. So Nova Sullivan, who's hit it hard twice now.
The old 106-mile-an-hour out. Hang with him.
That's when I love my man Ty Walker talks about sometimes when he was, from a base hit standpoint, would be 1 for 21. Somebody at post game would ask him, "What's going on? Why are you struggling?" He says, he'd hit baseballs like that throughout, and he goes, "I'm not really struggling. If you're not watching, I can only see Todd in post game interview situation like that." Are you not paying attention?
Yeah, you can be on snap alert in a 1 for 21.
Yeah.
Like, there's some things that'll set you off quickly.
I don't think Todd had many of those, though.
What you don't want to do to a hitter is 1 for 21 is tell him that things will even out. Don't do that.
Okay, I'll remember.
Like, note to everyone listening,
Right.
Don't do that.
Jacob Parker 0 for 2 today. Todd's got his little RV out in the parking lot once again this weekend. He's invited me out there, but I'm just, I don't want to just go knock on the door of the bus.
Well, he invited you. You're in the select club. He's never said squat to me about that. I can take a hint.
I think he said, bring Berkey if you want. Out to center, fielded there by Luo. That ball was hit again hard. Boy, Mississippi State this inning is starting to find some barrels.
Yeah, they're just missing the gaps. Jacob Parker, that's kind of the look of, like, you're kidding, right? That's the ball every hitter practices in the cage. Just a 1-iron right back over the pitcher's head, but it can be a cruel game at times. Do everything right, and you're still out.
Vitas Valencias now. Hit by a pitch, singled his last time up. Well, he's at 371. Of course, a couple of home runs yesterday. And 22 runs batted in. Fun talking to his brother Tomas today.
Yeah. He's got a lot of real dude in him. Like, that's the kind of guy you want to give the ball to start a big series or a postseason game. Like, they're just kind of there's an edge to him that I really like.
And there is the edge, but the other part of that is he can really, really pitch.
Oh, no question.
I mean,
yeah.
I was throwing 95, 96 yesterday watching him, and he is not afraid to come at you.
Yeah, there was a run there where it looked like he could have been the SEC Pitcher of the Year.
Yeah.
Certainly had numbers right there at the top of the league.
That one's fouled back out of play.
Scott doesn't look like he's got his best cutter today. Haven't seen a whole lot of late snap to that pitch like we saw last weekend in Auburn.
Yeah, and he was good as well against LSU the weekend before, so he's coming in here feeling pretty good about things. And a called strike 3. That'll make you feel pretty good. Valencias didn't like it, but not going to use a challenge. And Georgia getting off the field. Mississippi State able, though, to scratch one across. It's now a 4-2 ball game. Well, part of your experience coming to the SEC baseball tournament is the Fan Fest, just a few feet from Hoover Metropolitan Stadium. I don't think I'm going to get in there. My last time I was clocked on the mound. Now, I was 60 feet 6 inches off the mound, but it didn't go well for me.
Were you bumping 48?
55.
55? Bump a 6? Touch a 6?
No, I just finished a round of throwing BP to some kids, and I felt like I was pretty good. One of them had a little pocket radar, so I said, let's just take it back and see how this is going, because I felt like BP was really good that day.
Right.
And I got back, and I went through the whole thing, and I'm thinking to myself, this is going to be really good. And they go, yeah, 55. And
double nickel?
Double nickel. And when you get 16-year-olds kind of laughing at you, it's time to kind of maybe quit.
How did you think that was going to go?
No, I felt good though. I'm telling you.
What was the hope though?
Hey, from 30 feet, that maybe I'd hit 70.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. That was kind of what I was thinking. But from 30 feet, you're throwing BP. It feels like it's really coming. You know what I mean? Like it's 60 feet 6 inches. A little different story. Had some arc on it. That was it. Ryan Wynn, a couple of singles now, hitting .390. Wes Johnson with an SEC regular season championship under his belt. It's been 18 years since Georgia's been able to do that. Swing and a miss. Boy, Jack Bauer with a little bit of shake of the head, like, hey now. And here comes Brendan Hudson. Last time he came to the plate, pretty electric.
Yeah, a swing that Georgia seems to come up with at some point in their lineup almost every game they play. Somebody's going to cash in with runners on base. A 3-run homer by the Georgia first baseman. And that's the difference in the ball game right now.
Hudson with 17 homers and 43 runs batted in now. Off the fist to third. Ace Reese charges and throws, and that'll be out number 2. And Jack Bauer
cruising along, isn't he?
Yeah, 2 1/3 now. A couple of strikeouts, 1 walk, no hits. He's faced 8 batters.
I'm looking at this Georgia lineup, Dave. And remember, in 2024, Tennessee had 5 hitters with 20-plus home runs.
Wow.
That team that hit 188 homers was. Georgia, Phelps with 18, Jackson obviously already with 27, O'Shaughnessy 17, now Hudson with 17, and Kobe Branch, who's up to bat right now, with 17. So as this postseason unfolds.
Fly ball down the line. Parker in foul territory, makes the catch. More on the power numbers when we come back. Mississippi State could use some power in their bats. They're down 2. Just great scenes here at Hoover Metropolitan Stadium as you look at the quarterfinal brackets. 2 games today and 2 more of those quarterfinals tomorrow. Texas and Texas A&M will finally get on the field here at Hoover. Boy, that'd be nice. Any matchup moving forward is going to be nice.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Which one are you most excited
Texas
about?
and Texas A&M,
Okay.
because they never got to finish their series during the regular season. Got rained out on the final day. They sat around all day trying to get it in.
The health of Aiden Sims is top of mind as it pertains to Texas A&M, because they are thin from a pitching standpoint to begin with.
Reed Stallman, swing and a miss, 2-1 the count. Working against Matt Scott. Matt Scott, a big boy on the mound, 6'7".
Isn't it kind of a sign of modern college baseball that 2 of the best arms on Stanford's team from last year now pitch for Georgia? I mean, it's pretty wild when you think about it.
And there is ball 4.
Also pretty wild to think that Stanford and Cal played a
I read about that. I wasn't really paying attention.
But yeah.
1 game, fly across the country, lose, go back.
Off you go.
And they're like, what, an hour and a half from each other? Stanford.
Yeah.
Flew all the way to Charlotte for the ACC baseball tournament to play a baseball game.
Interesting time to be alive.
Yes. Here's Bryce Chance, 0 for 2. Average at 348 now to the left side. Can Georgia do it again? And they do. They get the double play for the 2nd time today. Chance hits into a double play. We'll see if Mississippi State will challenge this. I believe they are.
Mississippi State is challenging the call first base.
I think he quick-stepped it. The feed by Phelps wasn't great. It makes Wynn reach back. You know, one good throw always leads to another. Watch, Wynn has to reach back a little bit, which takes a touch longer. And Bryce Chance, I think he quick-steps it right to the front of the base. What do you got?
Oh.
I think they're going to call him out.
I think so, too.
Yeah. Eddie Newsom, I think he's going to win this one. That's a banger, but I think he clips him by a millimeter.
After review, the runner is out at first base. Mississippi State has 1 challenge remaining.
Boy, what are the chances of Bryce? Speaking of Chance, what are the chances of Bryce Chance hitting into 2 double plays? He had 2 double plays all season, and it gets 2 today.
Yeah, he just runs so well. Now the only way he's going to hit into 2 double plays is to hit it pretty firm right at an infielder, and sometimes that's just the way it goes. But bummer for the Mississippi State squad, because those are rally killers.
Now Ryder Woodson. Georgia's turned 4 double plays today. Of course, one of them was a line drive back to the pitcher. Caught a runner off first base.
This is back-to-back weekends now. I've seen them in person, and what stood out to me the most that I wasn't prepared for is they're way more athletic than I thought they were, and their defensive numbers really illustrate that. And again, the fact that they're tough to punch out was something I could see the numbers, but then when you watch their approaches, it really, it's impressive how mature this group is.
Woodson out to center field. It continues to go. Boy, Lujo just kept running and catches it right in front of the Mississippi State logo. But nothing doing for Mississippi State. 4-2 our score. The 2026 SEC Baseball Tournament on the SEC Network is presented by Regions Bank. The berm is quiet now. It should be a little bit noisier as we get moving along today on this quarterfinal Thursday. You see our game track. Georgia with the 3-run homer from Brendan Hudson, which has separated the scoreboard here. Mississippi State's actually out-hit Georgia by 1. 7 hits by 7 different players. And Jack Bauer giving Mississippi State some quality work out of the bullpen today. Again, his numbers now 2 2/3, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, and no hits. Just pumps a 99 lefty-lefty matchup.
Well, this is a roster from a Mississippi State standpoint that certainly could get to Omaha this year and make some noise in Omaha. But if you want to be excited about Mississippi State, you start thinking about what their rotation can look like next year. Valinkas, McPherson, and Stone are all sophomores, and this dude's a freshman. Now there's not too many teams in the country that have the opportunity to run out a pitching staff like Mississippi State will next year.
Ground ball. Woodson. Oh, what a play. Footwork, does it work? No, safe at first. Black just hustles down the line. Can't fault the effort from Ryder Woodson. But Georgia gets their leadoff man on.
I thought he picked the wrong hop here, Dave. There's a point in time where he could have come forward, and he chooses to go back. Right here, come forward. He backs up, ends up fielding this thing deep on the grass, and you just have to know ball speed and runner speed. You got the left-handed hitting, athletic Black getting down the line. When you back up, you are going to have a problem, and those extra couple feet allow Black to beat it out. Heck of an effort, as you said, by Woodson, but I just feel like he picked the wrong hop.
And now the lineup flips to Trey Phelps. First pitch he sees sends one sailing back over the screen. You know, you made a comment about those pitchers and stuff, and it's crazy that the mind now goes to, you know, those are 4 really good arms. Now you got to afford them in this NIL world. Seriously, I mean, like, you got to make sure that you budget with these teams.
Something tells me Mississippi State's got.
I'm not too worried, but but I'm just saying that's a thought you think of when you have 4 high-end arms like that.
No question. I would say especially with Bauer. I mean, you didn't get Bauer to campus without having a plan for that. You never know who else is going to emerge from this Mississippi State freshman group, but to have a cornerstone piece like Jack Bauer and Jacob Parker, those are a couple pieces that the Mississippi State fans are going to really enjoy here over the next few years.
Phelps looking for his first hit. That One stays inside. 1-2 the count. Talking about how a few weeks ago he was charging on Daniel Jackson. But Jackson's got some separation now. But I mean, if you took Jackson out of this picture, the year that Trey Phelps has had is SEC Player of the Year type stuff too.
Yeah, no, there was a point in time there where he was, like you said, that he was certainly in that conversation. I would put Caden Sorrell and Gavin Grahovac would be right there in that conversation as well. Grahovac was neck and neck with Jackson. If you just look at SEC only stats, Grahovac, you could argue, had the best year. Aiden Robbins had an incredible year within the conference and overall. So there was some really, really special seasons this year, and certainly, Trey Phelps has kind of dipped here over the last few weeks. But you look at second in the league in runs. Daniel Jackson leads the league in runs. Trey Phelps second.
Daniel Jackson waiting on deck. Nobody out. Runner on for Georgia. That was almost a full wind-up throw to first base from Bauer. Yeah.
Reed Stallman's probably like, chill.
Yeah, right. Again, the guy on the mound had a pitch clocked at 103 miles an hour in high school. God, he is whipping it over there.
He is. And you could tell, I mean, again, he just had, it doesn't look like he spent much time on his pickoff move. And so again, these picks, yeah, it might put a little something in the hitter's mind, but he's making it so obvious with his body language that Georgia seems to be very comfortable with their reads.
Bauer's living 97-99 with that fastball.
Yeah, I mean, the other way to look at it is if you just strike everybody out, if one guy reaches, just let him steal. But they're paying plenty of attention to these Georgia base runners. There's just so much lean to his move. You can see it from up here in the booth pretty clear. The energy is falling towards first base on his pick, and he stays way more vertical when he goes to the plate. And that's a tell these Georgia base runners are seeing pretty easily.
Almost hit him. Wouldn't be the first time that's happened. Been hit by a pitch 30 times this year.
Oh gosh, it sounded like the knob.
Boy, and immediately
not
to attend to him.
Noise. I hate to see that. Clear. Well, Brian O'Connor's going to ask about it, but oh no, that wasn't the knob. That was like the handle with his fingers. Oh, Trey, I know you get hit by pitch, but man, get those fingers out of the way. That is rough.
Mississippi State is challenging the call of hit by pitch.
I think they're doing it because of the sound.
Yeah, there was a sound. There was definitely a metal sound. That we heard it too. But it's his fingers to the handle of the bat. Oh. Man, I hope he's okay.
The crowd just getting a look at it on the video board here at Hoover Metropolitan Stadium. There was some oohs and ahs when they saw it hit his fingers.
After review, the batter was hit by the pitch without intent. He is awarded first base. Mississippi State has 0 challenges remaining.
Looks like he's going to stay in the game, but
Top hand is his throwing hand too, right? So that's something you worry about with the fingers.
And Brian O'Connor is going to make a change. I think he's got all he's going to get out of Jack Bauer. But overall, you got to be pleased if you're Mississippi State coach with what you saw from your big young left-hander.
Yeah, you'd love to see him answer the moment against the best offense in the league. Well done by the youngster. That won't be the last time we see him shine on that mound, I don't think.
The Crimson Tide making their way inside Hoover Metropolitan Stadium. Going to have a bunch of crimson and white on hand. Justin LeBron signing a bunch of autographs. Going to be projected as one of the higher draft picks from the Southeastern Conference this year in the draft. Ryder Helfrich sits atop that list. But there is LeBron, and there's just so much to like. And we can talk about his numbers going down this year compared to what it's been like the last couple of seasons. But just watching him play, the way he plays, he's such a great athlete, but it's fluid. He's got some pop.
Oh, he's very toolsy now. He checks all the right boxes of the look and athleticism of a first-round pick. His performance certainly hasn't quite lived up to, I'm sure, his expectations this year, but there's still flashes of brilliance and the potential for that every time he takes the field.
Maddox Webb making his 25th appearance of the year. The junior out of Summerville, South Carolina. Struck out 28 batters, walked 16 in those 24 innings of work with a 4.1 ERA. And he'll come in with 2 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Fastball gets you up to 95 miles an hour. The slider's the pitch. That's the one that brings with it the highest whiff rate, 50% whiff rate for Maddox Webb. So he's going to try to get ahead and then lean into that breaking ball and see if he can't get the SEC Player of the Year to chase a couple times.
So listen, we're going to come in. There's nobody out. We got 2 on, and we're just going to let you pitch to Daniel Jackson and see how this goes. That one misses up in the zone. 92 miles an hour. Daniel Jackson today. He's grounded out, single, but then was picked off shortly thereafter. Flew out to right field his last time out. He is a weight room fanatic. You just watch him. Georgia comes out and takes BP in shorts and a t-shirt this time of the year and stuff, and you just get a look at his lower half. You're not going to push him over.
No. They call him the Rhino for a reason. That is a big, strong, fast dude.
And he loves the nickname, too, by the way.
He's into it.
Yeah. I think if you called me Rhino, I might be somewhat offended, but he likes it.
I don't know too many Daniels that have been called Rhino, but
that's true.
Typically, you think the most famous Rhino would be Ryne Sandberg. I would, at least for me in baseball
Now it's full 3-2. On deck, waiting to hit is Michael O'Shaughnessy, who has had a tough day. And it looks like they may be pinch hitting for Michael, as Oriach has grabbed a bat. Swing and a miss. That'll be a strikeout, and the first out of the inning.
Well, there's that chase he was looking for. Set him up with some fastballs early. And in a 3-2 count, especially when you challenge early with fastballs, it's easy for a hitter to get himself thinking that's how you're going to try to put him away. And Daniel Jackson clearly didn't see that slider. I'm not so sure Sean James knew that thing was coming. He kind of botched that one, but it all worked out well from a standpoint of it. At least Jackson doesn't reach. However, each runner moves up. Georgia's going to call a little offensive timeout here. This is one thing I've found fascinating with Georgia. Wes Johnson's leading this timeout. Like, again, there's way more layers to this dude as a coach than just kind of a famous pitching guy.
Both teams will gather and discuss things. Oriach, another. Look how big Oriach is standing in that Georgia team huddle compared to like Daniel Jackson, who is a rather large man. But Oriach stands out above the rest. That is a big boy.
That's a big human, no question.
Oriach, 6'5", 245 out of Massachusetts. A couple of years at junior college. Last year at New Mexico, where he was a third-team All-American. 388, 16 homers, and 25 doubles. This year he's hitting .311 with 7 homers and 28 runs batted in.
There's not too many teams that will pinch hit for their 3-hole hitter, but Georgia will do it, and they'll bring in another monster off their bench. It's a very deep roster. When's the last time you think you saw a team with second and third and 2-run game in the 7th pinch hit for the 3-hole hitter?
Been a while.
Again, there's just not a lot of, you get intentional walk, which makes a ton of sense, but this is a staff that's not afraid to go outside the box with the way they think, the way they manage their roster, the way they set up their lineup. And now Mississippi State walking Oriach to get to Lujo.
Chris, what do you got?
Well, I was talking with Wes Johnson about the development of this roster, and he has so many guys that have come over from mid-majors. I asked the analytics behind it, how does he assess it? And he looked at me like, I ain't giving away state secrets. Like, that's like giving away a secret recipe. He did say, listen, like, we evaluate what works and what works in our yard. I took some stuff from MLB, but not necessarily what works for us is going to work at LSU or at Tennessee, et cetera. But was not willing to give away the secret recipe behind it.
Yeah, they've got a model. It is proprietary to them, and it clearly is spitting out the right players to pursue.
Lujo 1 for 2 today. Smokes it. Head down the third baseline for Ryan Black. Lujo, by the way, does have a grand slam this year.
Rylan Lujo was at Dayton last year, did a nice job playing third base for them, and now he's playing center field at Georgia and hasn't skipped a beat.
Lujo hit that grand slam against LSU earlier this year, a couple of weeks ago. They have been pounding grand slams this year, 8 of them.
It's a lot of money cashed in here with the bases loaded, and that comes from just having a lineup that can cash in 1 through 9. So many different options that can produce that.
Ground ball. They'll come home with it. It's step on the plate, get the out there, but that wasn't clean and crisp for sure.
And I don't know if they were going to be able to turn it, but man, that's a bummer there from a Mississippi State standpoint, because Maddox Webb had a chance. If he can just turn his shoulders, Dave, and rip it to Sean James, they get a chance to turn it, but it's a little bit of a toss, and good job by James of just making sure the first one.
So Brian O'Connor going to go back to his bullpen, it appears. You're going to go lefty-lefty, I believe, for Mississippi State. Looks like Dane Burns making his way onto the diamond. We'll update it, though, when we come back. Charles Schwab Field in Omaha. It all starts June 12th. You can catch all those games on ESPN just around the corner. That guy knows something about going to Omaha. Well, what a run he had with Virginia. I think a lot of people maybe initially surprised that he would leave Virginia because he had such a great reputation and built the program. It was his. He knew what it was all about. But he said this challenge was just too good to pass up.
Yeah, really interesting and kind of inspiring, honestly, to see a guy at that point in his career walk into the hot seat that is being the skipper at Mississippi State. But he has embraced all things Hail State and put together a heck of a first year. As we take a look at Dane Burns, 26th appearance, left-hander coming on to try to get him out of this inning with the left-hander Ishikawa coming up to bat. And you see 216 opponent batting average versus left-handers. However, Kenny Ishikawa is hitting 483 off lefties. So something has to give here.
I mean, that's a staggering number. But how good. I've seen more reverse splits this year than I think I've seen in a long time. You had any reason for that, you think?
No, I just that's a hard one to figure, but Ishikawa's numbers are very different.
Well, he will step to the plate with the bases loaded. 2 outs in the inning. Phelps is over at third. Oriach out at second base. Lou Holt will be at first.
Ishikawa hit 273 versus righties and 483 versus lefties.
It's a staggering number.
And it's 29 at bats. It's not nothing.
All told, having a good offensive season at 345. And therefore, strike 1-1.
I think Brian O'Connor
said he waited too long to make the challenge, I think is what he's saying.
Batter's challenging the strike call.
Hitter misses that one, and See, he looked back to the dugout, and that's you can't call it from the dugout. And that's what Brian O'Connor was mad about, is it has to be from somebody involved in the play.
Remember, the pitcher, hitter, catcher, only three that can do it. And you just have 2 to 3 seconds to make a decision, one of those three. And looking into the dugout for help is a no-no.
That was about as obvious as it gets right there. I don't necessarily blame Malika for allowing it if he didn't see it, but that is all part of the newness of this deal.
3-1 to Ishikawa, and he'll walk one in. It's 5-2 Georgia, and RBI for Kenny Ishikawa gives him a dozen on the year.
Well, Dane Burns just didn't quite have it. Comes in out of the bullpen. Command wasn't all that close, and that only one strike in that at bat there versus Ishikawa, and now he gets Ryan Wynn.
Well, as we watch Brian O'Connor head back out to the mound, it begs the question, Berkey. It begs the question. If you come into the game out of the bullpen, you got to face 3 batters.
Yep.
We see it.
That's why we need it right here.
I was going to say, you're a big proponent of that.
Yeah, again, the game comes to a screeching halt, and from a development standpoint, the opportunities to get hitters out from both sides of the plate is, I think, a huge piece. Again, if you're making it to the big leagues, you're going to have to do it.
Yeah.
So I think this league has established itself as being on the forefront of all of those rules. Why not go all in?
How about this ABS challenge system? You obviously didn't have a chance to play with it, but as a player, would you have enjoyed having it on the field?
I think so. What I like about it is first of all, it's establishing that the strike zone is being called a little smaller during the season than the full ABS that we have here, because the catchers are winning, right? So if the catchers are winning, that means we're not calling as many strikes as they see fit, and that's because the buffer zone hasn't necessarily been called all season long. Here it is. And so but I think from a hitting perspective, when you really felt convicted that the umpire missed the call in a big spot especially, you would love the opportunity to make that right.
Well, what you just said makes me think, if I'm an umpire, I'm going to err on the side of strike every time.
Why not?
Right.
And I think you've seen that from Derek Malika today. What, there have been a couple? 3?
Yeah.
And I think he missed 2, and he's gotten, I don't know exactly the stats for Malika today, but there haven't been many. And I think he's 2 for 4 if my memory serves correct, but he's done an awfully good job back there behind the plate.
Well, new pitcher on the mound, Tyler Pitzer getting the baseball. 2 outs in the inning. Bases still loaded for Georgia, and a chance here with a base hit to kind of open this up a little bit. Or otherwise, Mississippi State still hanging in there. As you see, the numbers for Pitzer, his 20th appearance of the year. 32 strikeouts to 12 walks in those 24 to third innings of work. Georgia just on the cusp. They have had some opportunities here today and just haven't been able to really, other than the Brennan Hudson 3-run homer, but they've had other opportunities from an offensive standpoint.
Yeah, Mississippi State's done a nice job of minimizing damage and pitching out of trouble. Obviously, they find themselves square in the middle of trouble right here and looking for Pitzer to bail them out.
Don't forget the Gators coming in here to take on Alabama up next. Florida looked really, really good yesterday. Kevin O'Sullivan has his team playing its best baseball at the right time. And he said something yesterday about one of the things that he really appreciates about his teams is that they seem to always get better as the season goes on. We have seen them off to some horrendous starts in the league. Now, this wasn't any kind of horrendous start, but we have in the past. But they are playing really well, and we'll get to see them against Alabama coming up. But look at Georgia. Just 1 extra base hit today, averaging almost 5 per game. Win 2 for 3. That extra base hit with that 3-run homer.
It was a big one, though.
Yes.
1 extra base hit, but one that has allowed them to have a little breathing room throughout this game.
A 1-1 to Ryan Wynn. Make it 1-2.
High breaking ball there. You see Ryan Wynn swing right underneath it.
Fly ball out to right field. Parker there to make the catch, and pitcher gets the out to end the inning. Georgia does pick up one. 5-2 ball game. Baseball tournament on the SEC Network is presented by Regions Bank, the official bank of the SEC. The Dogs have turned a season-high 4 double plays today. It has helped them to this 5-2 lead as we head to the 8th inning. Boy, Bryce Chance, who's been so good, has hit into 2 of those.
Yeah, they've had their chances. They just, you know, the double play has certainly halted their momentum. But there have been base runners. They're waiting for that 1 3-run homer that Brendan Hudson ran into.
Sean James 1 for 2 today. Oh, 0-2 as Matt Scott continues to work for Georgia. 6'7", 241 out there on the mound. How about a 3-pitch strikeout to start the frame?
The cutter's starting to bend a little bit more. It wasn't super sharp right out of the bullpen, but he's now feels like he's settling in. It's that short cutter to the outside edge. James swings just off the barrel, just a late action that misses that barrel, and that one had a little more horizontal to it.
High in the air, out to right center. Lujo is there. Garrett Fry is retired, 2 down. Matt Scott's numbers, I mean, he's 6-0 with 4 saves, 3.8 ERA, and 44 innings of work, with 60 Ks and 24 strikeouts. I mean, you just go across the board and you're like, man, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I really think one of the things that's happened here the back half for Georgia is they've really settled into roles. You know, whenever you bring in as many new pieces as they did early, and one of the things Wes Johnson does early is plays a lot of games in February and March. They play 4-game weekends. They'll play 2-week, midweek sometimes to just kind of see what he has and start to try to develop some of those roles. And it certainly feels like the pitching has settled in here the back half of SEC play to where you can really picture their pathway to the to the College World Series from a pitching standpoint.
Well, to give you an idea about Matt Scott taking a role, I mean, he was a starter. He had started 38 games in the 3 years prior to coming to Georgia when he was at Stanford. He has started 3 at Georgia and come out of the bullpen 12 times.
And you get you know, kind of cutter, slider guys on game 1 with Volchko and Scott, and then you get sinker, slider, and a big-time horizontal movement with Dylan Vignew in game 2.
Inning is over. That's about as clean and crisp as you're going to get. Head to the bottom of the 8th.
That is a dominant frame by Matt Scott. Again, that short, late life of that cutter giving Mississippi State fits.
What is up? Welcome in here as we're just sitting there watching ball, eating some popcorn. Coming up after the game, we're going to get you set for Florida and Alabama. We're going to have Rob Vaughn. We're going to have Bryce Fowler coming on. Aiden King, your pitcher of the year, coming on. Also, some of the winners from this game coming up here. What else we got, man? What do you guys think so far?
I think Jared's hungry. I know
popcorn here, man.
Yeah.
Nobody likes popcorn like this.
Y'all having a good time? I'm enjoying myself.
It's unreal, man.
Hey, when I worked with Jared in Athens a few weeks ago, he ate all the food in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Man's got to eat.
Hey, but you know what, Dave? He doesn't like ice cream. Like, what in the world?
Well,
I don't have any room. What do you mean?
I mean, come on, Jared.
Come on, Jared.
Hey, Dari. I know your days are almost over, man, but you have done yeoman's work, my friend. I don't know how you're standing up straight after the hours you've put in.
Oh, these guys aren't that hard to work with, man, but I appreciate it.
Catcher's challenge in the ball call.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm looking at those 3 guys, and I'm like thinking that in itself is hard work. You say it's easy.
These guys are great, man. You kidding me? We're lucky. We are lucky to get to work with who we work with.
Yeah,
you know that.
I know. It is our baseball crew is off the charts, and this is a great week. We all get to spend together. You guys enjoy the between games. We'll talk to you later.
You got it, buddy.
I mean, Dari's up at like crack of dawn, working till almost 24 hours. Guy's a machine.
About it.
He's up. Probably about as many hours as you are.
He's really working hard, right?
Yeah, look at him.
Look at him.
Look at him jerking off right now. Look at him. That's perfect. That is perfect. But you know what? Here's what I love about the baseball tournament is that it's almost a second home for most of us. Like, you get so comfortable here. You know the ins and outs.
Yes.
You get to know the people, the fans. You see the same ones all the time.
Awesome. No doubt. Feels like home.
1-2 count to Brendan Hudson. He of the 3-run homer. Not this time around. Tyler Pitzer with his first strikeout since coming into this one. 1 down.
And the appeal call. The challenge of that fastball away. Again, Derek Malika's misses have been just kind of the whisker of the seam, but Sean James done a nice job back there. Seems to have a pretty good feel for it.
Here's Colby Branch. I'm supposed to say right about now is the best shortstop in college baseball and should be drafted first overall. After he walked up to me at the cages.
Yeah, there you go.
How much he enjoyed listening to me call games. So just want to get that out there to all the scouts. Colby, I told him that, and we laughed about it. He saw me the next day and laughed about it. And he says, yeah, you're going to make me the first 23-year-old first pick in the draft.
He's got a great sense of humor. Man, what a career he's had.
Yeah.
Defense is stellar, single digit, 6 errors or less. Ooh, this is that high breaker that's going to get him.
Catcher's challenge the ball call.
Look, Kobe can't believe it. Sean James is locked in, though. This is going to hit the top of the zone. No, okay. Ooh, that one actually was way up there. I was with you on that one, Sean. That one missed by a while, but this is all part of the new system where everybody's. Did that clip it? Did it not?
That one was way up in the zone. The other thing about the Branches, of course, his brother Kyle plays second base at Oklahoma, and I was asking him about, what does your dad do for these games? And this is why I love his dad. I got to meet his dad at some point. He goes, where does he go on weekends? And he goes, he's a baseball fan, so he just goes wherever the best series is.
I love that. I don't blame him.
So Branch draws the walk and will head down to first base. And Ryan Black now comes up for Georgia. Hogs 3 outs from moving on. They'll get the day off tomorrow. Both these winners of these games today will get tomorrow off as Texas and Texas A&M play their quarterfinal games against Auburn and Arkansas. First pitch by Black, lifted out in the shallow center field, and catch is made there by Woodson. Phelps hit by a pitch on that hand as he will walk it up to the plate. We'll see how his hand feels here.
Yeah, good to see him that he stayed in the game and seems to be comfortable.
In there for a strike. Ground ball, base hit. Branch turns the corner. He will wind up at third, and Georgia has him at the corners with 2 down.
Now, just some more evidence that Trey Phelps is all cool team.
Yeah.
Okay, now watch this. Base it up the middle. Watch how quickly we go to the oven mitt here. Ever seen it?
Not like
now,
that.
what happens if, like, the center fielder kicks it? We're just going to roll around with the oven mitt in our hand? It's like when Jeter used to blow a bubble, like, on his way to first. My man he grabs the oven mitt and rocks it. That's a first for me. I like that. The Bulldogs, they've got thumb-free oven mitts. They got the thumb out of the oven mitt. I thought that was to protect the thumb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Georgia not afraid to go break away from the red and black color scheme either.
No,
by the
they're
way.
not. No, they're not. Yeah, we get thumb exposed.
Justin Parker out to talk to his pitcher, Tyler Pitzer, on how they want to handle Daniel Jackson.
Carefully. Hasn't been a ball striking display from DJ today. It does have the one infield hit.
Of course, the winner of this one will get the winner of the Alabama-Florida game, which is coming up next. That'll be Saturday at noon, 1 Eastern, noon local time. championship game this year over on ABC. One 1-0 on Jackson. Pumps a strike in there.
Keep that fastball, or keep that slider away. Try to climb the ladder with the heater. Just got to make sure you get it up. That's up. That qualifies.
Jackson average at 383 now. 2-2.
That's a big swing right there. That was not a ground ball up the middle to drive one in type of move right there. That was a mighty blow right there from DJ, but he comes up empty, and now pitcher just one pitch away. Phelps just glides into second, and now you got first base open. You can really nibble with that slider if you wish.
And he was nibbling. And it's full 3-2. Oriach on deck for Georgia if Jackson can reach. Got him. And Daniel Jackson says, wait just a minute. Let's take another look.
Batter challenges strike 3 call.
He's losing this one. He's definitely losing this one.
It is confirmed. Daniel Jackson strikes out to end the inning. We're heading to the 9th. Mississippi State down 3. Third base umpires have been wearing these cameras on their caps, and it has been a great perspective. Some great angles, some great views. Just part of the things we're trying here in Hoover.
Yeah, I love it. Some looks we never get. We could call it Selly Cam too. We get some good looks at the.
Yeah. Jeff Head, longtime umpire here in the Southeastern Conference of college baseball. Wonder what it's like. I could ask those guys too what it's like wearing that. Is it heavy? Is it next
heavy.
Yeah. Did you put one? Ever put one?
No, but I mean, there looks like there's some weight to that.
Here we are, top of the 9th inning. Noah Sullivan to lead things off for Mississippi State. First pitch he sees is in there for a strike. He's 1 for 3 today. 11 home runs and 44 runs batted in this season. Lujo on the run to the track, and that one is out of here. Noah Sullivan on a little bit of a heater with some power. His 12th of the year.
Reach out and touch one, big fella. There's the Hail State fan base getting into it here, and better late than never. They're still in this thing, a hanging cutter that just kind of sits in the middle of the plate. Love that extension. Watch how long the barrel stays through the zone there on the front side. Really pretty move there from Noah Sullivan. 2-run ball game.
Here's Jacob Parker. He's got double-figure home runs with 13.
Some momentum now for Mississippi State. You got to give the bullpen a bunch of credit. They have navigated traffic to give their offense a chance here in the 9th.
Ground ball out to Branch. There's the first out.
Those grounders can be a little nervy here in the 9th, Dave. There's a lot of traffic out there on the surface, that natural surface that there's Kobe Branch kind of catching his breath there. That's an easy one where you could peek up and let one go right through the wickets, but he stayed down nicely there for the first out.
Sullivan, we're talking about him on a little bit of a power heater. He had 2 home runs in Game 2 at A&M last weekend, and another shot out of Branch. 2 down, but had a home run in Game 3, and then comes here. Picks up a home run today.
First team All-SEC DH right there.
Georgia 1 out away from getting a day off. I know these guys love to play ball. It's got to be weird. It took you a while to get here to Hoover. You play one game and now you got to sit tomorrow.
Yeah, interesting.
Would you rather come and play on a Thursday and win and know you got another day, or come on a Friday and play 3 days in a row? That one will drop for a base hit off the batter, Reed Stallman.
Well, it's interesting. I'm assuming they asked the coaches what does the 1 seed want?
Yeah.
Because surely the 1 seed's getting whatever everybody thought was the best scenario, yeah. I would think. On paper, it seems like you'd wait till Friday and try to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I don't know. I don't know that I have a strong opinion one way or the other, but we do have the tie and run to the plate here.
And Blake Beavis is going to grab a bat and hit for Mississippi State. The senior with 5 home runs. 1 swing away from tying this game up. .94 in there for a strike. Well, these have got to be tough moments from a hitter. You've been sitting around for 3 hours, haven't hit a baseball, and he probably found somewhere to swing around in the dugout. But I mean, now you get to face Matt Scott here in the 9th.
Davis has had a nice season. Had 17 home runs last year at Ball State, and has made the most of his opportunities, hitting .350. But a couple strikes here from Scott. Now the Bulldogs of Georgia just 1 strike away.
Just off the plate, 1-2. Little ground ball. Branch will field it, and underhand toss to a second baseman win, and the Bulldogs have won their opening game, the top seed in this event. They'll get the win by Volchko, the save by Scott. And Georgia is now 44-12. Mississippi State will go to 40-17. They will await their fate in the upcoming NCAA tournament, but everybody pretty much expects them to be a regional host.
Well played ball game. I'm excited that next time we see Mississippi State, the new dude will be absolutely electric. Can't wait to see them again. And Georgia, just businesslike, doing what they're doing. And again, a very good defense, Dave, that was on display for us here this afternoon.
Yeah, they got the power they needed. The 3-run home run ends up being the difference for the Bulldogs today as they win it 5-3. See our bracket. Georgia will await the winner of Alabama, Florida. They will play on Saturday. Texas, Arkansas, Texas A&M will be tomorrow right here at Hoover Met. So the final score, Georgia 5, Mississippi State 3. We're going to get over now to their SEC Now studio. We'll be back here in about 30 minutes for the Gators and the Tide. So for my partner Chris Burke, I'm Dave Neal. See you in a bit. Dari, it's all yours.